Good afternoon, all. Welcome to West Empire. Today, I'm going to show you one of our products, and that is our school management system. So, without wasting time, let's jump into it. Uh, our school management system is a cloud-based system, which means everything runs on the internet. We can install the system on your domain, or you can run it from our domain. So today, I'll demonstrate the system using an installation on our domain. So launch our browser there. So to access the system on our domain, you need this link. That is school.westempire.co.ke. So on entering the domain and hitting enter, you'll come into this login screen. So from here, you'll get to select your school, then enter the login details for your school. So let's do that. So today I'll use a demo school here. So here it will demonstrate a list of schools that are using the system. So I'll use this demo school here. I'll do the username. Okay. Then sign in. So we are successful. That is a successful login. So as you can see, the first time you log into the system, you'll get 0 student population, the classes are 0, and the staff is 0, which means the system comes empty and you have to create everything for yourselves. So that makes the system so flexible and it can work in any setup of school. So on the left here, you'll get all the navigation menus or the menus that will help you do various tasks. So let's start. So the dashboard is simply what you're seeing here. When you click it, bring you back to this page. So let's set up classes. So we come to class management, and here we are. So we don't have classes here at the moment. So class management here is where you set the classes. So let's do that and enter class here. Let's say we have a class which is 1 and a stream. Let's call it something like red. Then do a save. So the system is saving there. Upon saving the class will appear on this side. Let's just do another system, another class. So let's do a 2 red also and save. So we have our 2 classes here. That is class 1 red and class 2 red. So this can be form 1, form 2, and so on. It doesn't matter. You don't have to put the form or the class at the beginning. Just do classes. So the next button here is for class list. So if you have students, we'll come back to this after you've entered students. You will select your students and generate a class list from this section. So as you can see, the 2 classes that you entered are here. Right now, we've not entered the semesters or the terms. When we do that, we'll come back and see them here. So here, you can allocate class teachers for the various streams or classes that you have. Then here, you can move students. This is the end of the year. You want to move your student to the next class, use this button. We'll come back to that. Let's go to student management. There we are. So on student management here, this is where we enter or register our new student to the system. So let's do that very fast here. I'll register a student by the name James. This student has an admission of, let's say, 111. The date of birth for this student. Let's say this student was born. Give it. Okay. Let's just select 9 there. Then just change this to 2000. We are admitting this student. We are admitting this student today. So the 21st of there. Let's give this student a passport. So select here and look for where your passports are. So on my desktop here, I have a passport. This is a male student. So I'll pick the one for male. As you can see, this is there. Then the parent consent, in case we need to contact the parent. So I'll just enter a number there. 0788. Then we are admitting this student to a class here. Let's say we are admitting to senior 1 or class 1. Now we will not be able to admit a student here because we have not done what? We've not set the semesters or the terms. So we need to go back to semesters here or terms and enter our terms here. So we have term 1, save that. Once you save it, again it comes here. So term 2, save that, comes there. And last 3, term 3. And do save. So you can use numbers or you can use words the way I've done. So I skipped this part intentionally to show you that without entering the semester here and without entering the classes here, you'll not be able to admit a student. So you need both of them. You need to do the class so that you'll have your classes there, and you'll need to do the semester so that you have your semesters there. Now we are able to admit our students. So let's repeat that thing and see now. So our student was James. Admission was 1-1. We said James was born on okay, pick any date here, 2000, and we are admitting James today to our school. So there. Then choose a passport. Okay, mail. There is our passport. Our contact again. There is our contact. Then we are admitting James 1, class 1, red, or form 1, red. Then which semester are we admitting James? Did James come to the school in semester 2, semester 1, or term 1, term 2, term 3? So let's say James came term 1, so select term 1 and hit save. So the system is saving here. And as you can see, James is successfully added to the system. Now let's add another system. Let's add another student, the system. Now this time let's add a female student. Let's say we have Mary. Mary is admission 112. Okay, now note this part. The system will not clear these fields for you because it wants to make your work easy when entering or admitting another student. So let's assume Mary was born on a different date here, something like 5th. Yeah. Okay, born on the month of May, date 10, 2012, and we are admitting today. So the only thing here we need to change is a passport because that's male. Let's put the passport for Mary. There it is. We do the contact again, just a number there. Then again, the system did not eliminate these fields for you because it's assuming you want to do the same thing there. So let's say, okay, we are admitting Mary to the same class 1 and the same term. So save that. There it is. So our student are saved. So if you come to view student here, there are 2 students. So Mary, admission that, the date of birth is that, the date of admission, the date of birth, the parents' contact, and so on. So you can delete a student from here or you can edit. Let's say you want to edit Mary. So click on edit and it will load here. So here the system auto saves. You don't need to do any changes, so you don't need to click on save after doing that. Let's say we are adding another name here. Mary, another name. And so she has 3 names, and click outside. So once you do that, the system automatically auto saved, and you can see here the edit is saved successfully. So if you go back to view student, you will notice that Mary now has those 3 names there. So we are done with that. Let's work on staff, or let's manage our staff. So come to staff management here and come to department, staff registration, and department location. So this one here, you have various departments in your school: accounts, teaching, non-teaching, and so on. Then the staff here, you admit them, and here you allocate them the various areas. So for example, let me admit to teaching staff. Save that. Then let's do the accounts and save that. So once everything is saved, it's on the left here, and the deletes are here if you want to do. Now note on this one, the editing is done automatically on this part. If you click on the field, it will be active, so you can remove whatever you want and edit again. And once you click outside, automatically it saves. So note that. Just remember, when you click out inside, you can change and do whatever you want. So there. So let's register 1 or 2 staff. So staff name, let me use myself. Staff contact, you can enter the contact, you can enter the location, or you can leave it empty. So I'll leave those ones empty for now. They are not needed. Now one thing to note here is the staff name. Whatever you enter here is what the staff member will use to log into the system to be able to do various activities on the system, for example, recording marks and so on. So we'll come back to that and see. So remember, the name here is this. So enter save. So our record is saved, our staff is added, and our staff should populate here within a second. As we wait for that, we can go to department allocation here. So select a staff. You can see our staff is there. Let's say this is a teaching member. So select teaching and allocate department. And again, once we allocate, you can see it is there. So let's go back to staff. Our staff is there and everything else. So remember again, if you want to add the details later here, just click on the field that you want to add the details. For example, 97 location. Sorry, as simple as that. So those fields are now edited and all the details are there. So you can also edit the name here and so on. So we are done with the stuff. Let's come back to subject management here. So on subject management here, this is where you enter all the subjects that you do in your school, which is here. You do the subject teachers, you do the assessment. The assessment here is simply the exams that you do in a term and so on. So let's do this step by step so that we see. So we are starting with subject management. Let's enter a subject here. Let's say English subject type. Either subject is compulsory or optional. So let's give this a compulsory and save. Let's do another one. Maths, mathematics, it's a compulsory. Save that one. Let's do two more. Chemistry. Okay, save. Let's do biology. Save that. Let me do a computer here. Computer. Save. So we have the subjects here. Subjects are there. Now you'll note that there is order here, which is now set to 0000 and so on. The action yes for delete. So the order here gives the order of how you want your subject to appear on the report form when it is printed. So by default, the system will sort out the report forms according to alphabetical order, which means English would be the first, followed by biology. Okay, biology would be the first, followed by English, then the chemistry, computer chemistry, and so on. So to give them an order of how you want them to appear on the report card, you just change this one. So for example, you want mathematics to be the first on the report card, you give it number 1, followed by English number 2, followed by chemistry, give that number 3, followed by biology, give that number 4, and lastly, the last one you want to appear is computer, so give that a number 5. So the subject will follow each other, starting from math, coming to English, going to chemistry, and so on. So that is done. Now, before we move on to the next tab, something down here. We have the grading system here. So the grading system is what determines according how you want. For example, if you say it's from a 0 to 49, let's say this student gets a grade of yeah, let's do something like B. So you can edit this thing according to how you want B. And the comment here, if a student gets B, we can say something like you can do better. Then the points here, so B, let's assume give them 10 points, do a save. So once it is saved, it should pop up on this side. You can see it is there. Let's do another one here. Now say from 50 to 100. This student has an A. Let's say these are 12 points. Let's say here, excellent. So do that, save, and everything is there. Remember again, you can edit these things by just clicking on the field that you want to edit and it becomes editable. So the points, didn't do that. Okay, we are done with that. So let's come to the subject teachers here. So here you give out the subject. So the first thing you need to select is a class. Right now we have one red which has students. So I'll use one red and I'll come and select computer as the subject. And I'll come and select it is term 1 because we have our student term 1. Then select the staff, only one staff. The year is 2019. Then I'll save. So senior 1 or class 1 red will have computer as the teacher who is Wesley there, and I'll do a save. So as you can see, it is saved and it is here. So these ones, you cannot edit them from here, but you can just delete in case you want. Let's go to the assessment tab here. So remember assessment, these are the cards or the exams that you do. Let's say this school does cut one cut, and a closing exam. So let's do a cut 1 and save that. So there it is saved. Let's do end term here, end term, and do a save. Now again, you can see something here, the zeros here on the action. Now these zeros again determine on how you want your exams to appear on your report form. So by default, E is the computer will sort them according to alphabetically. So if you want the cut to be the first column to appear on the report form, so you'll give that a 1. And if you want this to be the last, since there is no other, we'll give that a 2. And we are done with that. Again, you can edit these ones here. In case you don't want this to be called cut 1, you can change it and say opening exam, something like that, and the system will automatically do the saving and the changes here. Now before we do the marks entry, let's come to subject configuration here. So on the subject configuration here is setting the subject that you want a class to do or a student. So there are two ways of setting. You can set the subject, you can select a class here and do a configuration and do the subject as selection. So selection means each student in that class does different subjects. When you do a compulsory here, it means that the subject that you allocate to that class or the student do that subject. So let's assume here each student is doing a selection. So we'll give it a selection and we do a save. Okay, ours is saved there. So class 1 red, the category is select or selection, so you can delete here. So when you do that, or when you do a selection, if you do a compulsory class, you should come here and select the class which you've not done. Let's make two red as a compulsory there. So save. So we have one red which is selection and two red as compulsory. So for compulsory class, you come here and you'll find the class that you set the compulsory, which is two red. So click select and select the subject that are compulsory in that class. Let's say they do English, maths, chemistry, and a computer. Now do a save. Done. Those are the compulsory in that class. Now for selection, you select for an individual student or for a student individually. So if you come to this column here, it will give out the student. Let's say we have Mary here who does computer, biology, maths, and English. So she does not do chemistry. Save that. So when you select Mary here, these are her subjects. Let's go to James. James, no subject at the moment. So let's say James does computer, does chemistry, but he does not do biology. Save that. And there we are. So we are done with our subject configuration and so on. Now we can do marks entry. If you come to marks entry here, you'll have this form here. So remember, when I'm the administrator, which I've logged in as the administrator, I'll be able to enter marks here for each teacher, respective of the subject they're teaching. But when you log in as an individual teacher, you'll only be able to log in the marks for the subject you're teaching. So come here, 100, the year is 2019, then term 1, assessment, let's say the opening exam, then choose computer since what I'm doing. Then I'll do a generate mark rate, and there it is. So my two students are there and my mark list is here. So here, enter the maximum score. The maximum score is the out of what is your exam. Let's say my opening exam is out of 50. So I'll do the first thing there is enter that one out of 50 and just click outside. As you do that, the system will update here. The maximum marks was updated. That's what it's telling you. Now you'll be able to enter the marks here. So if I click here and enter the marks, say I enter something that is greater than the maximum score, let's say 60. If I try to go to the next one, the system will give me a warning here. Marks cannot exceed 50 because the paper is out of 50. So I'll do an OK, and it will generate the list again, and I'll come here now, say this student got a 40. Now that the system will accept. And again, the saving is automatic. You don't have to do anything. So after entering the 40, you can say the system saved here. So don't worry about this number. This is just an index number to represent the specific column where it's saved. Okay, now let's enter for the last student here. Say student has 45 in there. There we are. Done. Those ones are saved. So if you want to do the next subject again, you just come here, select the subject, chemistry, and generate. So again, it will give you those two options there. So you continue entering and so on. So let me go back to computer and enter for the end term. Generate marks. Yes, there we are. So let's say again the end term was also out of 50, so the maximum score is out of 50. And this guy this time got 45. This lady got a 40. And those are my marks saved there. So okay, now if you go to reports and summary here, you'll be able to get the report forms here and the class analysis. So for the report forms here, if you do that, before I do the report forms, let's configure our school. We've not set up details for our schools which are needed on the report forms. So come to preferences here, then come to school settings. Okay, so here you'll do your school settings. So my school is set up here. So the name of the school is Demo School, the location is Nairobi, the contact is there, the motto is there, the vision is there, then the logo. So you can change this according to how you want and so on. So since mine is set, I'll go back to reports and summary. So I'll generate the first report. So remember the class that has student is 100, then the term is 1, the year is 2019. Remember, then just do generate. After doing that, if you scroll down here, you'll be able to see your report form. Now, notice this, the details for the school are here, the logo for the school is here, and the student logo, the student photo is here. Now, the subject we entered are these. You can see computer, opening, and so on. Now, okay, there. So the comment we did when the grade is there, then the teacher's signature is here. So if you've not allocated the subject teacher, you'll have these as unsigned. But if you allocate the subject teacher, you'll have that. Then here, it will show you the position of the student. It will show the class mean. It will give the grade. Now the grade is not there because the other subjects have not been entered, or the scores for the other subjects have not been entered. On entering the scores, the grade should appear automatically. This is the mean of the student, and this is the total marks. Down here, we have a performance graph. If you point at it, it tells you this mean is 21.25, which is the same thing that is up here. Now, this graph will shrink according to the number of terms. This term 1, it is too big, but when we have term 2, it will reduce the size and you'll have term 2. When you have term 3, 3 of them will appear as we go on to the next class until the student finishes the entire school life. So here we have the teacher's comment, the class teacher's comment. So the class teacher can do the comment here. Alternatively, you can set it on the system to be auto, to be done there. So it should be auto. If all the teachers have entered the marks, it should do that. Then what else? Down here we have the head teachers or the principal comment. Then we have a place for health status, the discipline, the days present, days absent, the attendance. If you check on your left here, we have the column for attendance where you can create your attendance sheet, which I'll show you in a minute. Then we have next term, opening date, next term fee, and fee balance. So those things you can set them up here. So opening date, let's say the school is opening on 05/01 2019. Next term fee is 50 and to free 50,000. If you scroll down here, you'll be able to see that. You can see here we are opening on that date and the fee is there. So on our next update, we will be able to set the option for fee balance, where you can be able to enter the fee balance for each student. Now let me show you how to do the discipline and the health. So if you come to student status here, you will get this option here. So here, just select the class that you want, select the term and the year, then do a generate. Now this is good to show the details of the progress of the student in the school. Let's say James here, for health of James, let's say James has a stable health and the discipline is good. Let's say Mary here needs to see an ENT, then her discipline is also good. So this will tell the parent what the student is going through. So if I finish that, the system automatically does saving, so you don't need to do anything. And if you go back to reports and summary again, Okay, generate that. You'll be able to see down here now. So this was James. James' health is stable, as you can see there. His discipline is good. If you go to Marianne health here, she needs to see an ENT, and her discipline is good. So days present and days absent. If you come to the attendance sheet here, you'll be able to form a sheet for your school. So let's say we are starting with term 1. The number of weeks in term 1, you have, let's say, 13 weeks there. Enter number. Okay, sorry, here is the year, which is 2019. Then the number of weeks here, which is 13, what I did. Then choose the days you teach. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You don't do Saturday and Sunday. If you do, you can include. Then do a save. There it is. So you have done that. So semester 1, the days you are doing that. Now, if you come, that is the attendance configuration. If you come to class register here now, you'll be able to do that. You come to 100, select term 1, enter 2019, then generate a class register. There it is. There it is. So we have our students there. So week 1, week 2, week 3, and week 4. So here we are. So if a student, you come to class and call the register. So if you call James on Monday and James is present, you do yes. If Tuesday James is is absent, you do a no. So the same thing here. So you do yes or no, yes for present and no for absent, and so on. So these are the total number. This is what the system will count at the end. So again, you don't need to do anything here. The system will be saving automatically here. So those are what will come at your report card. So mine will not show up because I've not finished the entire thing, but that is what will appear down here. So the system will count for you the days present. Those are the days yes, and the days absent. Those are the days no. So it will write for you here. If James was absent for 5 days, it will be here absent, and the present out of the 13 weeks, the days present will appear there. So you can print this report form automatically by doing print from this page, but before that there is this button here, toggle position. So you can see on your report form there is this position here. If you don't want to display the position, you can just do toggle position and your position is turned off. If you want it back, just again do toggle position and your position should be back. Yes. Now if you want to print, just do print here, and the computer should give you an option. There is your report card. You can print it directly from there, or you can save it as a PDF. So you can come here and save as a PDF. So saving as a PDF, you can save it on your computer, then you can store them in a place where you'll print them later. So it's all up to you. So we are not printing anything for now. Then you have this thing here for class register. Oh, sorry, class analysis. So this gives you the analysis of the class. 100, 2019, generate. So there it is. So it is telling you class result sheet for 100 year 2019 semester 1. So sorry for that. As you can see here, the subject, these are nulls, which means nothing was entered. Then there is the position here, and there is the out of position here. So that is our sheet. So you can turn off the positions again from here, or you can turn them on, as you can see at the end here. Then you can export this as a PDF. So if you click generate PDF, it will give generate CVS, that's an Excel sheet. Then download the sheet, then just save it anywhere. As you can see, the Excel sheet is generated down here. So let's see how it looks like. There it is. So you can edit or do anything you want with it from there. So I think that's all for today with our system. So there are many things to learn from the system, but I can tell you the system is super easy and very fast to learn and reliable. The system will not disappoint you. It will serve you as long as you have good connection of the internet. It is very fast, very efficient. So to have a test of this system, you can just contact us info@westempire.co.ke. You can check our website also, or you can give us a call. So hope you enjoyed. Looking forward for you to testing our system and getting to use it. Thank you.